All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the New York Jets in today's video. 2-1 vintage Aaron Rodgers, my GOAT. That's my GOAT. Talent-wise, that's my GOAT. 24-3 home victory against the New England Patriots. Guys, another win. They're now 2-1 for the first time since 2015. Yes, this is a big deal here. And just real quick on the Patriots, I want to make this perfectly known because Jets fans know this and, hardcore NFL fans know this. I get it. Offensively, they might be and probably are, one of, if not the worst offensive team in the NFL. But I think Carolina gives them a good run for their money there. I think it's probably Carolina. But neither here nor there. The New England Patriots have had a top 5 defense since November of last season. All right. So I just want to say, no matter how you want to chop it, no matter how you want to cut it, what we saw from Aaron Rodgers in this New York Jets offense last night, it's very encouraging. Okay. This is a team you have to keep in mind. Zoom out. Haven't made the playoffs since 2010. Win is a win. For the third straight game, the Jets have had at least 3 touchdowns. That is something they only did twice in 2023. And, Aaron Rodgers, my favorite quarterback. I'm a Packers fan, if you guys can't tell. So I like the Jets. I mess hard with the Jets. We're going to be covering this team all season. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. He did not look anything close to 40 years old last night. And if that's a sign for things to come, what we're going to see for the duration of this season, the Jets are going to be one damn good team. All right. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the JTS Jets in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, guys. This is my second ever Jets video. My first one was 2 years ago. I think it was like my second or third ever NFL video. So this is a big deal for me. If we could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world because, like I said, we're going to be covering this team all year. I freaking love Aaron Rodgers. I just love him. There was a 2024 season projection for Aaron. And before we get into that game, I just want to say this. The completion percent, 67.4. Pass yards, a little bit over 3,500. Touchdown to interception ratio, 29 to 5 picks. Passer rating of 103.1. If Aaron Rodgers sniffs those metrics, the Jets will win 11 football games, in my opinion. This is one of the better defenses clearly in the National Football League. Completely revamped offensive line. And I get it. Like, if Garrett Wilson, theoretically, I don't even want to talk about what could happen to Garrett Wilson, but people are concerned about the wide receiver depth room. I'm looking at some rookies. I'm looking at your 3rd round rookie. And I also think, obviously being a Packers fan, I love guys like Allen Lazard, Mike Williams. I think Tyler Conklin's one of the more underrated tight ends in the National Football League. Their depth doesn't concern me at this point in time, but, it's something we'll keep an eye on for the rest of the season. But keep in mind, Breece Hall and I got Braylon Allen, who are just 2 absolute dual threat dogs. All right. So last night, Thursday Night Football, short week. This is important because, once again, Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. He looked nothing near that. And we're going to get to his legs in just a second because he ended up running 3 times for 18 yards. And he only took 2 sacks. And once again, I'm telling you, man, this Patriots defense, it's talented. It's underrated. They're missing one of their best, if not their best, defensive players, so that hurts them a little bit. But this is a nitty-gritty, young, hungry hippo defensive team. All right, that's a joke. Aaron Rodgers, 118.9 passer rating. The defense limited the Patriots to 2.9 yards per play. And the thing is, you go back to week 1, the Patriots took down Cincy. New England got no praise in that football game. It was all what's wrong with Cincy. And then you saw week 2, Cincinnati almost should take down the Kansas City Chiefs. And week 2, the Patriots almost beat the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, statistically, right now, per PFF, have the best defense in the NFL. And I think Seattle's a really good team. But I'm just saying, the Patriots can hold their own, all right? Most importantly, Aaron Rodgers completed all 5 of his passes on the move per next gen. All in all, I got to take this in out, man. Oh, my goodness. He completed 27 of 35 passes for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Now, this game could have been a complete and utter blowout, but he scrambled for first downs. He got out of the pocket. He completed passes with pressure in his face. He got on the move. He made 5 throws, 5 of 5 on the move. This was vintage Aaron Rodgers. And, week 1 against San Fran, a little bit tight. right? A little bit not loose. And you saw it a little bit against Tennessee, and you saw it in full display last night. It's going to take him a little bit to get back to that MVP vintage caliber quarterback that we all know he still is, all right? They got out to an early 14-3 lead, and from there on, should have been bigger. Of course, I got Brees Hall, and I know my Brees Hall fantasy football players wanted to see a little bit of fourth quarter action, but that's just New England stood no chance offensively that entire football game. We'll talk about that because we're on subject with it. The Jets in all had 7 total sacks per True Media. They finished with 26 total pressures and 14 QB hits. So, I get it. The Patriots offensive line, it's young. They have a lot of concerns. They've got some issues in both pass and rushing protection, but if it's expected for a defense like the Jets to do what they did against New England, once again, another sign of things to come. And you're missing a couple of key cogs on that defensive side. Through 3 quarters, the Patriots had 118 total yards offense. In fact, a couple of minutes into the fourth quarter, that dropped down to 85. But all in all, the New York Jets outgained the Patriots 400 yards to 139. They were 10 of 15 on third down. The Patriots were 2 of 11. The Jets converted 27 first downs. Guys, that's the most in a game they've had since 2021. The Patriots only had 11 first downs. All in all, rushing the ball wise, they had a little bit of success. They didn't run the ball too much. Gibson had 5 carries. Stevenson had 6 carries. Drake May had a nice little 11-yard run towards the end of the game. Demario Douglas had a nice little 9-yard game. But they only ran the ball 15 times. They had 78 yards. So that does equate to a 5.2 yard per rush. But you look at the quarterback statistics and you look at the Vikings offensive statistics in general. No one's concerned about the Jets run defense. No one's concerned about the Jets defense in general, as long as they can just stay healthy. But you could say that about every team in the National Football League. I don't like that everyone's just touting the Buffalo Bills to win the division. I think Josh Allen and the Bills have a really good roster. I think they're a really good team, but I'm already circling on the clock Monday night's matchup in a couple of weeks. 3 weeks away at home against the Buffalo Bills. Next Sunday, a little bit of extra rest, 10 days of rest. You got Denver at home, rookie QB and Bo Nix. Then you've got a tough road game, in my opinion, against a really good defense in the Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. This is a 10-win team. I didn't like the projections that I saw of 9-8. I think that's just undervaluing Aaron Rodgers and what he can do. And it's just, it's tough because you have to take it with a grain of salt because he played 4 snaps last year and he's coming off that Achilles injury. So it's going to take a little bit of time for him to ramp back up to full speed. But I fully anticipate, last night, he looked in midseason form. And if that continues down the line, the only thing stopping the New York Jets is just a couple of key depth players. But once again, if your wide receiver 1 gets down with an injury, if your running back 1 goes down with an injury, every team in the NFL, you're shorthanded. You're going to struggle. So the only thing I care about with the New York Jets this season is health, obviously mainly to Aaron Rodgers. But to me, the only thing stopping this Jets team is health, all right? Thank you guys for watching. Once again, second ever Jets video. Try and get this video to 100 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. If you had to overreact, give me a final predicted win-loss record for this Jets team down below. We'll see you in a couple of days.